Hello, welcome to Power Up. This is a show where we talk about what you're playing, watching, reading, and every other week we have a guest on board. Trisha's joining me again because this is our show, but the guest we've got on, SourceFed alum, he's a legend, Sam Basher. Sup, Sambo?
Hello.
We had a quick Q&A with you. If you want to check that video, it's already happened. If you're watching live, you've already heard it, legit. But I want to chat with you about what you're currently playing. Because you didn't usually play too many video games, but now in quarantine, you're a little gamer girl.
I already ordered a hat that says gamer, and that's the only way that people can tell if I am a real gamer. I want to get.
You got to put on your gunners and drink your G Fuel.
G Fuel. There we go. My brain fully pooped out on me. I couldn't think of what that was called. I'm just drinking G Fuel constantly. That's the only way I can get through this quarantine.
So
it's got amino acids.
Sammy Basher, what are you playing?
I am playing currently. Now, this might come to a shock because I haven't heard anyone else talking about this, but I've started checking out a little indie game called Animal Crossing New Horizon. And boy, howdy, if this had in-app purchases, I would have dumped a lot of money into it to get new things. But I'm glad it doesn't because this game's wonderful. It is such a treat to play it. Just like 2 to 3 hours a day.
Yeah, I like that. I do that as well. I have it like first thing in the morning and as I go to bed at night just to kind of unwind. It's almost meditative in that state. Have you played any Animal Crossings before, though?
Yeah, I played the original on GameCube because my older brother got it. And whenever he was not home, I would sneak in and go play. But then I would be like, oh, I don't like this. So I'd reset it. And then Mr. Rossetti would pop up and he would yell. I'm like, oh, I want him to go away. So I'd do it again. And then he'd pop up again. I was like, oh, this is the thing. And then I never played it again. He would be mad at me for doing that. He's like, no, that's just how I'm going to turn off this game system. He's got to deal with it.
Oh, I had no idea what you're talking about, but now I do.
Can you tell us about your island? I want to know what Sam Basher's island is like in Animal Crossing.
Picture this. You pull up. You're lost at sea. Oh, no, am I ever going to find civilization once again? But, on the horizon, is that utopia? Is that heaven itself? Is that Shangri-La? No. It's Rum Tum Tug, because it wouldn't let me write Rum Tum Tugger all the way across. It is a wonderful utopia of poorly laid out buildings, lots of trees, lots of stumps of trees, because I haven't cleaned those up yet. So there's bugs everywhere. There's a lot of locusts. But if you head northwest, you're going to find the sweetest little flower garden with a rope swing, and you got a telescope and a big fire pit and a hammock with a record player going, playing sweet tunes 24/7, and now a 4-bedroom house. Boy, howdy, that place is the creme de la creme. It is like the Taj Mahal back there. It is a wonderful place with very mismatching furniture because I'm going to be honest, big problem. The Wi-Fi I have at my house really restricts online play. I can download a game and update stuff, but I can't visit anyone's islands, and it's driving me up the wall, and I can't.
I know. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't want an invite anyway.
No, I haven't gone to anyone's islands, and everyone's mad at me, but I want to go to people's islands because I can't get peaches. I can't get other fruits. I want other people's furniture, and I want to sell my turnips at more than 120 bells a turnip or whatever the conversion rate is. I've never gotten like a crazy big turnaround on turnips, and it blows, but the game's great.
You broke up a little bit. Tell us again why you can't visit other people's islands.
There's something. Well, that's a good question with the breakup. My internet sucks, and there's a firewall that blocks me from going to. I guess it's interacting with other devices or messaging, because I can download games no problem and update them, but I can't connect to other people's devices, and I can't figure out why. And when we play Jackbox here, there's always like a firewall thing we have to do so we can get our phones to connect to the computer. So I'm not sure what that is. And I'm not tech savvy enough to figure that out.
Sammy Basher, do you know what your upload speed is, baby?
Oh, it's probably not good. I did test it like 2 weeks ago, and it was not impressive.
Okay.
Not good.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Zelda.
Sorry, I didn't look down. Hi, Zelda.
Zelda's making an appearance on the show right now. For those of you who are listening to this, Zelda is Maude's dog.
This is a good dog. Long dog.
So Zelda used to come into the SourceFed offices, and it was all good and great. And then everyone else started bringing their dogs into the SourceFed office, and then all the other dogs started peeing and pooping, and then no dogs could go into the office.
A lot of pee. A lot of pee into carpet. A lot of pee into carpet that didn't get cleaned.
I'm so glad that didn't happen when I was there. That would make me so uncomfortable.
The idea is great.
So cute. She just chill.
Zelda is chill. I have been cool around Zelda. I'm very awkward around dogs. For those of you who are like, what is Trisha talking about? Trisha's very awkward around dogs.
What happened?
Oh, nothing actually happened. It was actually, for a while on SourceFed, people were like, Trisha hates dogs, don't you know? And I'm like, that's very strong. I don't, like, wish ill to any dogs. I think they're lovely beings. I hope that they can exist in peace. I just don't necessarily want them existing near or around me. But people think it is my failure as, like, internet girl that I'm not a dog lover. But it's more just that I'm really...
I would about, quite a few people. Like,
I'm awkward around dogs. But a lot of my friends love dogs and are awkward around babies. So, you know what? It takes
me.
Right. It takes two types to make the world go round. So I am the type that loves babies and is awkward around dogs. So it's okay.
My God, people hand me their baby and I'm like, I'll break it.
No, I'm great around both. Like, I'm not good around regular people. I'm great around babies because you don't really need to talk about anything, and dogs because, again, you don't really need to talk about anything.
Good point.
You talk about anything you want.
I did recently teach my friend's 2-year-old how to tap out in like a wrestling move. So I was like,
that's pretty cool. That's an important thing to learn at a young age.
Yes, that's basically like consent. I no longer. I am not enjoying this. Well,
Wait,
there you
so
go.
Does that mean you laid out a 2-year-old? Like you fully you incapacitated a 2-year-old and you needed to teach a 2-year-old how to, without speaking, tell you to stop.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, okay, anytime you want to come over and teach Logan that, you're welcome to, Maude. Sam, I play a lot of video games, and this came out right at the time that I was really trying to finish up Ori and the Will of the Wisps before Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. So I finished Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and then jumped right into Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I have not played Animal Crossing. Not at all. So if you had to give me, like, your pitch to convince me to drop everything else and play Animal Crossing, what would it be?
Okay. I feel like I tried this recently and I really botched it, so let me try to refine that. I think currently it's really helpful because it feels like a breath of fresh air. It is full wish fulfillment in the sense that it's not like you getting to have the powers of Spider-Man or having these like kick-ass sword fighting abilities. It's literally fulfilling the fantasies of things that we currently cannot do because of self-isolation. It's letting you become a homeowner. It's allowing you to pay off debt and go to the beach and make friends and talk to people within 6 feet. Yeah, you can get real close to different types of animal people. You can go farming, you can go sailing, you can go flying. You could
sailing and flying?
Yeah. I mean, you get on a boat and then there's a transition screen, but it counts.
Oh, I see. And then flying.
Yeah. I'm saying.
All right. He's like really building up this game more than it is. The more I play this game, the more I realize that all you're doing is you're indentured. Like you're just constantly paying. You're doing all the work. I am so sick of Blathers or Blathers, the owl. All you're doing is collecting things, and you have donated 100% of the items and things in the museum for it to be a museum. And then there's still a little bit, like attitude-y towards you. And then Tom Nook is just like, oh, by the way, I won't do it, but can you pay me money so that you can get new people onto this island? And I'm like, in real life, I would not stand for Nook's shit. Like, it is getting ridiculous. And if I'm going to spend 1,800 bells on a blender, I can't use the blender. I can't put
but it looks so cool. It looks great.
Aesthetics. I don't. I'm going to work hard. I want whatever I'm purchasing to work. I want it to, like in Sims, if you spend enough money, you buy a better bed, which means you sleep better. You can buy a coffee machine, which means you get more energy.
I love Sims. Shout out to Sims.
Honestly, I would recommend playing Sims over Animal Crossing just because unless you're a designer or a type A, Animal Crossing can get frustrating. Like my island is awful and I don't know how to design. I have a swamp for a floor all of a sudden and it's just like.
Now, let me just remind everybody listening that right now it sounds like Maude really doesn't like this game. She did say that she plays this for like 2 to 3 hours a day in the morning and at night to relax. So putting that disclaimer on it.
Now I'm getting like angry playing it.
And just to counter. You're absolutely right. I totally agree fully. but also you're wrong because it makes me feel good in my heart, in my soul, in my mind. And I keep trying to explain it to people who don't game, and I sound like an insane person. Sims, though, everyone gets that. Everyone understands it. Animal Crossing, it's surprising how many people play it.
All right, so now we're going to move into the Bombs Away Q&A portion of the show. Welcome back, Amy. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me again. So we're also getting questions from Twitch. So if you're watching this right now on Twitch, make sure that you leave the questions down below where you're watching. So this one is actually from Patreon. One of our Geek Bombers, Nathan Swap, asks, what advice would you give your 18-year-old selves before starting this line of work?
Oof.
People online are mean.
Yeah.
People online are mean, but I've always felt like I was bullied so much throughout school that nothing people can say online to me will even come close to what people have said to my face. So that doesn't matter.
How do I hug you through the computer?
That's good. Thank you. I will gladly accept your virtual hugs. I would tell myself, be unabashedly you, because that's what's going to make you unique and stand out.
Oh, I got it. Don't have fame as the goal. And I never did, but I've noticed this with other people, that just to be famous was the goal, and it didn't matter how it happened. And like that notoriety or having followers, like followers were so important because fame was the important part. It's not. Just be good at your job, like want to be really good at what you do. And if the outcome is success, that's fantastic. But like I'm such an advocate for building a skill set and for learning and applying it instead of just like put a phone on me and I'll just be weird and crazy and then maybe everyone will know who I am. It's like, yeah, I think that there's just a lot of people out there who aren't the best role models, I guess. And it's just important to invest in skills.
Agreed. Sam, are you still with us?
Yeah. No, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. You just froze there for a second, but you're a potato, but you're back.
There we go. Perfect. Hey, that's where I thrive, baby. But I'd say that for me, I was shocker very quiet as a child, and I still have problems with anxiety. So I'd tell 18-year-old Sam, cool it. Just really genuinely take a second, take a breath, and know that the problems that you think are important right now aren't as important as you think. Don't invalidate how you feel. Feel what you need to feel, and then let it go. That's the biggest thing. Make sure you can feel all the feelings that you have. Make sure you know that they're valid, but let them go, and so you can move on and be happy and less anxious.
I like that.
I like that too. So this is a question from Star by Heart over on our Twitch right now. What song is helping you through quarantine?
Ooh.
Good question. Is everyone
else got one.
Is everyone else opening up their Spotify right now?
Yes, I am, and I had it first, top of the list. Shout out to Darren Gerdner, because he just had a song come out called Feel the Heat, and that's been a really solid morning routine to listen to that song, because he's got some strings, he's got some positive attitudes, solid beats, solid lyrics. Highly recommend it.
Yay, Darren.
Gotta plug him.
I have found a playlist on Spotify called Acoustic Spring, and every time I listen to it, I'm like, man, how good's folk music?
Oh, best.
Isn't that good?
Oh,
yeah. Oh man, my song to get through quarantine right now is Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again, because every day right now is a struggle.
For sure.
It is.
I mean, just come back in. Just pull it back in again.
Every day right now, as soon as like little man goes to bed, I pour myself a healthy beverage and pass the hell out.
Shish, have we ever been really, really drunk together?
Definitely not. I wish that we had. I think we've both been slightly drunk together, but I don't think we've ever been really drunk together.
That needs to happen. And Sam, have you and I ever been really drunk together without a camera in our face?
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, we've definitely been drunk in front of each other a lot, drunk.
I actually, in hindsight, I think it was pretty irresponsible to feed us with that much booze for over that long for the finale.
Did they tell me they at least covered your Ubers home?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But like, I would put back. What was I even drinking? I can't even remember what I was drinking, but I drank a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They did. I woke up the next day and I couldn't remember half of it, so that's not a good sign.
The closest thing I ever did with that, Joe Beretta helped me film a pilot that I made for Escapist. That was kind of like the Drunken Book Club, but for video games. So we'd make a custom cocktail for the game, and then the premise of the show was beat the game or pass out trying. And every time you died, you had to drink. And so it was me and Joe Beretta. We live streamed filming the pilot, and we both got so drunk. Like, at one point, Joe was like, I have to take a break to use the bathroom. And he came back and whispered in my ear, I just threw up. And like, anyway, we got an Uber. I paid the DP to drive us home as well. And then the next day, Joe like came over to my desk because we were both had desks at Defy Media. This is how long ago that was. Wow. Joe came over to my desk and was like, I'm a parent. I don't think we should have that on the internet. Can we take that down? I'm like, at some point I'll do like a blooper highlight cut and release it to the world. But unless you were there for that live stream on this Twitch channel like 6 years ago, no one saw that.
By the way, shout out to STS2884 who said SourceFed is how I found out about Fireball.
Oh,
yeah.
The worst, the absolute worst. And when I visited Europe, there were people were like that cost like $80 for like a small container of Fireball. I'm like, are you serious? Oof. It's like a cleaning product here. It's what they use to make gum taste like cinnamon. It's the best. It's the worst. I mean, not the best. It's the worst.
Yeah.
You know, it's really good in eggnog. It's good in eggnog.
That actually sounds pretty good.
It's good in butterbeer.
Ooh. Yeah. Now we got Amy in on it.
I love butterbeer.
It's sickeningly sweet, but oh my gosh, yeah. If you guys just want to put an Aussie spin on a drink, which is a little doop doop, yeah, that's how you do that one. I was gonna bring up the time, Sam, where Fungens, when we used to do 3 in a row with drinking 1s and 20s, we got obliterated. But awful. Drunk Sam's the best because we had an Uber as well. We weren't driving with that, but Drunk Sam, you're still learning languages. He would rattle off sentences in about 5 different languages to be like, oh, now I'll speak Spanish. Oh, now I'll speak French. And I was like, yeah, Drunk Sam, you rock.
Oof, another night that I only have little blips of memory, and I will not be watching that episode to fill in the gaps. I don't need to know.
Drunk Sam is very cultured. That's what everybody should know about Drunk Sam. All right, Sam, thank you, and thank you to everybody on the Geek Bomb Patreon and here in the Twitch chat who gave us questions for Bombs Away. Don't worry, we'll have Bombs Away at the end of the playing, the watching, and the reading segments. So hold on to your questions. But that's been it for playing. Thanks again to Sam Basher for joining us.
Thanks for having me.